Good morning. What's up, everybody on YouTube? TikTok. And we're moving. All right. Hmm. All right, we're live everywhere.
Yes, chef.
That's crazy. All right. Give everybody a minute here. All right. Good morning, everybody. Let's see here. What the fuck just happened? Oh my god. Ivy, will you remind me? I gotta sign this NDA like at 12 o'clock. Will you yeah, will you remind me if I forget? I'll probably remember, but I gotta I keep forgetting to sign it.
What we non-disclosing about?
Well, that's the whole point. I don't know. I have to sign it first. This
Ah,
the company I bought my PC from has like created something that they want me to test out for them. Um, but that's all I know, and that's all I can divulge right now. Uh,
new toys coming, eh?
we'll see. I have no idea what it's about, really. This is so weird. Morning news call, and it's fucking gone. Where did I get that from then? Hmm. Oh, that's because I'm not. What's up, y'all? Good morning. Hold on. I'm a little bothered right now because my emails keep disappearing. They pop up on my notifications when I go to click on them. It doesn't. They disappear. You didn't delete any emails, did you, Ivy? Hold on one second. No, you didn't. Well, that sucks. Yeah, I have no idea where that went. All right. So let's go ahead and start covering these I fuck with the hats. Early signs of dementia. That might be it. No, I think my email is notifying me on an email I'm not signed into. So, all right. So, we'll take a look at that one in just a moment. All right, if you guys are on the oh boy, I have lit that place on fire. Holy shit. Um all right, so let's go ahead and cover our ETFs here this morning. Obviously we are first things first on the Qs. That 60650 level is our pre-market highs. And we are, yes, technically on the 24 hour, still opening up in range, and the most obvious target. This is super important. Hold on one second. I fuck with the hat. Yeah, I bet you do. You have the same profile picture as me. No shit. That's crazy. All right. So anyway, one of the levels that we're going to be watching here today on the Qs is going to be 598.50, the bottom of the green candle and the top of that close. And these are going to be the two most important levels that we approach today on the Qs, because ultimately those are the floors that could send us into a upspin. Now, with that being said, on the lower time frame, and I am still positioned in a short, but with that rejection off of 60650 and now down here opening towards the floor, and yeah, basically at my $600 target, we're going to see whether or not price has the ability to push it down. Now, one of the things we've been tracking in here is this channel, and that is in confluence perfectly with 599.32. So what does that mean to me? That's the target, and anything beyond that, if we continue moving down, will be a gift, right? Because breaking 24 hours in 24-hour levels intraday can be incredibly difficult. If we do break these levels, I have a target underneath us at 596.35 as a just in case, so you have a plan. But otherwise, everything that you're seeing up above you, right? This is the close from yesterday. So we might end up retesting that. And yes, another trip up to the 606 areas, I don't think we can tolerate, and we will see a likely reversal. This is price action that, of course, and damn, it looks like it's going to fucking hit that level. But that's obviously what's in the back of my mind here. So how did I get started with this stuff? Dark Side Josh, same way you did, man. Same way you're watching other people make money. I mean, everybody's in the stock market for money, man. I had I don't want to say mastered, but I was really proficient at uh a couple of the jobs and skills that I had, and I just found that everywhere I tried to get a job with that skill, I was always capped by, you haven't been here long enough, or these guys already have that position, or you just got to put in the time. And I've always thought that was stupid. I know some people who own businesses might disagree, but I think that's stupid if somebody's talented or has the ability to accomplish something. So anyway, I just started looking at other options, just like everybody else, man. My story is not that unique in the start. I money. Yeah. Appreciate you and your skills. You are a genius because you put in the work. Oh, damn. Thank you. Uh, so anyway, with the Qs, that's what we're watching here today. SPY, same story, same exact story. In fact, and one of the things that I mentioned yesterday is that it's odd when the market does move. SPY and the Qs move in complete tandem, and I know for some people they track, but to me they do move differently. They very much do. So one of the things that I'm looking at here today is a target underneath us, which would more than likely be right around that 680, 679 area. Right. And we're heading for that right now as we speak. There is a floor here at 681.50. And if we break that, I think we'll get that target. 24 hour, again, still technically inside of the range. So expect the unexpected, but this is, I will say this, and this is true on the Qs too. We spent a lot of time rejecting these levels. So what I'm really interested in is going to happen by the end of the day. Or confirmed by the end of the day. So we might be able to look at a weekend swing. But again, today, be careful. I do think the tension is possibly coming to an end. It is Friday, so it is again, with the Q setup and having all of that empty space, and SPY, same thing. But this could be a perfect chop zone if we are unable or we do not have the volume to continue pushing down or up. So just keep that in mind. Keep destroying. This whole week has been a whole lot of chop. So destroying these contracts and closing the week flat would open up next week for that movement that we're looking for. So, all right. Garrett, piano practice? Hell yeah. Teach me piano. My name's Garrett. All right. There is a Garrett the pianist out there. That's pretty cool. Is this options trading? Yes, this is absolutely options trading. Yeah, you can go doom scroll my videos. All right. Yeah, so this is, and I'll go ahead and read. Core PCE price index was expected to increase by 3% from a year ago in December. GDP was projected to rise at a 2.5% raise, but fourth quarter U.S. GDP up only 1.4%, badly missing the estimate. So that is the catalyst that we are driving price off of as of right now. I think I might hedge the weekend with some war stocks. I would understand why you might think to do that. So, all right, now, and again, I am still short. I have been short now for damn near a whole month. And of course, with price rejecting these levels, you know, this is where we look for the potential to break down. And again, the potential is big with that 583. All right, last one is IWM here this morning, and we got another rejection up at the highs. Now this one has been traveling in this tiny uptrend that we tracked, right? Little uptrend here, but of course these are always subject to break and they are not the rule of law. So get rid of it. And let's focus on what's really going on here and try to find some cohesion, if you will, with the chart. Now, underneath us, right, and one of the things that we've been looking at is, again, that overhead level here. It's 266.86. That's been the sell level on IWM. That is what is holding and pushing us back down. Now, this morning, we only wicked off of the previous day's high and are trying to drive price directly underneath it. Now, you're going to be met with volume, but one of the things that I did mention yesterday was that if we did receive a rejection off of these highs today, that we could be looking at a drop down to that 259.90, 258 or 259 flat, and potentially all the way to 257. In order for that to occur, right, there's a couple of things on the lower time frame that we're going to need to get through. So if you're trading IWM, this is your blueprint today. See this box? See that floor? It's what you've been holding. It's what's for dinner. 262.08 and 261.50 are going to be very, very important levels to break for any sort of continuation to the downside. Period. End of story. Yeah, you are right on time, Principal Patterson. Is this closed trading? How much is that coat cost? See Miami. I've actually had this. This is a robe. It's the Friday trading robe, baby. That's so funny. I like colorful stuff, you know. All right. Now, so anyway, we're on standby. You can go ahead and map out the contracts you would like to select. If you're looking at the bigger move, you need a little bit of a longer expiration. Where's your target? These are things you must do now. You're going to feel way more prepared if you do. Now, another thing, right, is cost basis at 259.40. There's a lot to work through. All right. So I think we got the picture. Now, Obviously, because we have not broken any of those things, please be aware that 262 is an area to bounce. And because of the weak overhead, that is where you could be looking at a potential reversal. Now, there is no pre-market structure that's super duper reliable at all. But I suspect that anything back over 263, and you'll at least be moving, yeah, right here. That's 264.26. Anything above that, and I'm pretty sure you will go reach your pre-market highs, maybe even beyond. So I guess you could just say at the moment, all ETFs are traveling pretty much identically inside of smaller, lower time frame uptrend channels with weakness overhead, seller pressure overhead. So we're going to see today if sellers get the job done. All right. Now that we got that covered, if you guys have anything, individual equities you would like for me to take a look at, I would be happy to do that now. I will point out, so for those of you guys who are new, I have one strategy and basically one strategy only, and I'm looking for that setup, empty space and structure. You're leaving it, you're breaking it, you're losing your floor, you're falling into it. And so I'll be sure to make sure to point that out. And if you're new here, my strategy is taught for free on YouTube. It's spread across, a couple of videos, but it's all in there. Bloody today, we're getting close. We're getting close. If we do not break the floors that are underneath them and us and hold, and there we are still in an uptrend. So I mean, overall, yes, I am bearish, and there's so many signals that are flashing for sellers stepping up, right? And I'll explain that really quickly before I move on. This level on IWM has constantly been wicked. And when it's been wicked, again, we still want to see that sellers have a job to do. So whenever they do push price back, their goal isn't just to push it back, it's to push it down, right? And to obviously a level that's not controlled by buyers. So their goal, right, today would be at minimum to get down somewhere around 259.50. And again, this is opening up and I want to remind everybody who's watching, I can't emphasize this enough. And I told everybody I'm excited, and not a lot of trades get me amped up. Some of them are great setups and they, trigger me that way. But this is the type of consolidation that will lead, as it has always in the past, to a great break of expansion. Contraction on the weekly is one of the most powerful or coil-loaded, spring-loaded price action boxes that you can imagine. And typically you get 3 to 2 consecutive weeks of rippage or downside thereafter. So the break is coming. That I can be sure of. And I just need to make sure that I'm on the right side of this trade. And I'm really proud of a lot of the traders in the Discord for being like, I don't really want the scraps. I'm not trying to day trade every single candle I see. I want the bigger move. I'm going to take a big leap forward, right, by doing so. I'll wait and save the capital. Again, I'm still in a short and stuff like that, but when levels start to break, I don't mind taking or adding to that position. But until that happens, right, until we do see floors start to get lost, that tension is on standby. But we just need to be on the right side of that trade. So, all right, go ahead and drop your request. Yeah. SPY's floor. Yeah, SPY is on the weekly again. Oop, not SPY. SPY right here. And again, this is something that kind of needs to happen as well. If we are bearish, right? And you can see we're just basically at the dead slap center mark of this candle. But we are going to have to lose to 677, right? Is going to be a level that we're going to be looking at breaking to the downside, as well as 675.50. Now, I've already made this clear. I'm not as excited about SPY as I am the Qs, right? The Qs I feel have a clear target down around 580 if we get this drop. That's one of the reasons I'm leaning more towards the Qs and IWM, because IWM has empty space underneath it. So, all right. All right, go ahead and let's see what you guys got for me this morning. Marriott to the downside. Okay, it looks like the bid is already dropping here, and of course, I can endorse a setup like this one with the type of empty space that it has underneath you. Like I said, the bid is already down here, and that is 345.50. However, I gave you a target of 341.16 yesterday. If this is still bearish or meaning to hold, right, you'll see that within the price action, as typically if you're looking at making a bounce back up, you'll build some sort of structure and it will look a little bit like this, right? So I would be just aware that you are channel trading right now and watching that actual where your bid is at right now, which is 345.80. So yes, when I say short, I mean puts. Yeah.
Not to interrupt you. I know you went over cues and all. That time frame for that 580. Yeah, do you see anything, or a catalyst will take us down there?
I mean, every single time we have been offered an opportunity to go up, we have failed. And we could be coiling for an inevitable reversal. We've already discussed, we're well aware, everybody in here should be, that this box right here will likely lead us to a massive rip to the upside at 630. That is plain and simple, and we have not lost those levels yet. However, when they do break or when we do start losing these levels, I suspect that if you are taking this position, especially underneath the $600 floor, you probably need at least 3 weeks underneath you, 3 weeks to a month.
Okay, I was thinking a month. That's right. All right.
Yep. Yeah.
Thank you, buddy.
Mm-hmm. Ah, man. All right. Let's see what else we got here. SE to the downside. I used to trade the shit out of this stock. So let me ask you a question. What on this chart makes you feel bearish? I'm not being facetious. I just am curious. What exactly are you seeing on this chart that makes you want to take it back up? Jana Rasmussen, if I said that right. I do in my workshop. I discuss it in a lot of my educational videos on YouTube, so you can find it if you go through that playlist. But also, to any of you who have been, there's a playlist on there saved. It's called AO. That's my son's music. Dude, he is so tickled that some of you guys watched it. Like, there's 26 views on it, and he was like, "Dad, 26 people like saw my playlist." I was like, there you go. You're a DJ. Anyway, sorry. So I was looking at the 4 hour and saw a third rejection off the top. Okay, so let's talk about this, right? And this is a good learning opportunity first, right? And I'm not really going to tell you that you're wrong because we haven't recovered any floors. And typically, when a floor has been recovered, that's when I'll tell you you're wrong, or that's when I'll tell you you need to lose a floor before you do that. But to the point, right? We have rejected that floor. We have retested that floor. Price did try to drive down last week, however, has rebounded this week. And 3 off the top, right? And if this does, so this is you are putting yourself at risk by taking something that trajectory is up. Now, to the benefit of what you're saying here, we can find that setup, right, in the lower time frame. So go look to your left, right? And not typically, almost always, you're always going to find that at the top of that range, right, there will be a box or something that you've built. And that floor typically will hold. You'll see the floor here, floor there, and here. So 113.14 would be the first area that you could look for that break. But we're also looking at a stock that has, since basically October of last year, been falling the whole time. So if today we do not see a market rollover and that one, plain and simple, if the 113 floor doesn't break, then yeah, you're looking at price probably moving up to go actually fully retest 118, and there is empty space in that box up above. So I would be really, careful about trying to place a short on that one. So I've been trying to learn I've been trying to learn meme trade, but I need more help. Meme trade. What do you mean by that? Meme coins? Meme coins or meme stocks? But anyway, you know, if you're going to take a short with something that is bottoming out and or has hit a major weekly level, and that is actually, you know, probably the one thing I would emphasize the most here is while, you know, you could be, yes, looking at that lower time frame for the third rejection, you need to break down A under here, and it wouldn't be until you break through that box at 97 that you would have really, I mean, you don't have a lot of empty space because you'd be interrupted by the top of that 89.30. So I'm a little torn on this one. Well, I wouldn't take it. I'll just let you know that I wouldn't take it because there is not. In fact, this would probably be something that I would be only setting up as a bullish trade, right? If we were to start recovering structure up above me. Now, you know, again, when this floor is lost, or if you do get that third rejection, you know, feel free to explore that. So, all right. Can I teach you how to trade meme coins? I can give you a strategy to trade any sort of asset. I think I get more confused because I used to follow a reversal trader. Oh man. Yeah, that's rough. Trying to, yeah, yeah, that's rough. That's tough to unlearn. All right, what do we got here? PRM long. Well, that looks like you're already doing that. Okay, weekly cost basis, 24-hour cost basis has been hit, so the signal is clear. You need a candle close outside and above 810. If you do not have the volume to do so, more than likely you will retest the floor that you broke out from and build. That is a typical thing to do, as you have done in the past when you hit a major floor. So if you do not have the juice to break 815 and get up into the 860s, then you will build here. This is typical price action. Lovey, so if you want to trade anything, you have to have a strategy. And my strategy works on crypto, it works on anything that moves. As far as I've even tracked and traded corn, like which nobody trades, but it still worked. So just as an FYI. My strategy is free on YouTube. I am teaching a class on March 1st at 5:30. Well, not just a class. I'm teaching the whole thing, the Potterbox Workshop, which is from start to finish, my entire strategy, how to trade it, trend, options, all of it. But yeah, all right. The strategy is the Potterbox strategy. If we can get to 30,000 likes, I'll stay on live. The music scene has got me down. All right. Yep. Discord, if you have anything else you want me to take a look at. It's not on TikTok. It's inside of my Discord. And it will be live and mics will be allowed to be unmuted so that way you can ask questions. I will be stopping during all moments of class to explain and break down whatever questions you have. That is, I have found as an educator that you can put the information out there, but there's certain things that if you walk people through it, you're also walking a dozen other people through it who aren't asking that question. And after last class where I sat the whole time and it took us about a week and a half to get through the whole class. But, you know, every day I'm answering these questions and the results from my students thereafter were incredible. So do I ever trade oil? Here and there, not very often. So PayPal down. You want to short the shorty? So again, this one, you know, it is bottoming. It does have a target further down from 39 all the way to 36.31. So if you were looking at this one again, you are retesting the top of the structure that is holding you down right now. So anything breaking past that, right, would be up at $44. And it's tough to go short off of a candle like this. So when you look at the 24-hour lower time frame, you're basically, you got more work to do and more observation to do, but you need to punch down starting from this box at 41.02, and then a loss of the median of $40 being broken, I think would, yeah, you'll be back down at 39. So can we just can we pay for just the class? Yeah, I have that option on my website. Jesus Christ, we're at 22K already. Jesus. Should have made that higher. What's my YouTube? Potter Stocks Trading. And if you want to ask people who have taken the workshop, and I don't have one of those Discords where you can't talk to other people, so you can shit. I mean, people in my Discord are listening to you guys right now, so if I read your comment. All right, what else do we have left? PCE. Oh yeah, I got you. BZ. That's a good bounce on Verizon. It is up at the highs, so I don't think, again, I can't really give you like, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So I can't really give you any like new high targets other than what's psychologically above you, but you did retest that level and structure underneath you quite nicely. So my main concern would be this range. I can't trade right now, but I love learning this. Dude, if you learn this, I mean, I'm proud of this system because you learn this and you can take it with you. Even if trading wasn't right for you, you could use it to invest in the stock market and feel good about. I mean, I had somebody yesterday tell me that they're like, as far as investing in equity, it's like a breeze for them. They're able to like set orders and have them get filled and have them be at the top of boxes. So it's like, it's a really, really good system for investing. The last 3 years, and especially last year, I had the biggest return I've ever had on equity purchases, period. So can you become a millionaire? Yes. We call that a joint. So core is just simply inside of a large area, 24-hour area of consolidation. What I can tell you is that above above your orb, or above 235.36, which is bouncing off of 228.85, you could look for the top, and that's all you're looking for right now, is to break up over whatever resistance you have, which is right here at 235, to get up to that box above. So I'd be looking today at 242. So we're buying the Qs to rise. Where'd you get that from? No, we are. So if you ask anybody in the Discord what we did yesterday, besides a few people who wanted to blend their fingers off, we didn't do anything. I didn't. I have a short that I took 2 days ago on the Qs that I've been holding. And obviously today I'm looking at a target of 599.35 or 599.50, because we are traveling inside of an uptrend. This is the bottom of your previous box, and it is also in confluence. And what I'm doing today, and I want to make this clear to everybody, I am not just looking at what's happening today so I can place a trade, like a lower time frame trade. I am doing all of this work so that I can short QQQ down to 580 and make a massive bag, not a baby one inside of this range. I don't want the baby bag. I want the big bag, and it's not greed. It's analysis. It's having a fire strategy, where, again, I like to be on the right side of that break and consolidation. And I'm pretty consistent with my ability to do that. So, and the only way that I've been consistent by doing it is problem solving in these areas. So what do I want to see today? I want to see that price does not respond, right? But more than likely, because it's rushing down into pre-market all the way to my target, or getting close to my target, there's a chance that we could experience a reversal because there will be a major lack of resistance above us. And I know that breaking 24-hour floors is hard. Now, we do have a minor catalyst, right? But trend, channels, structure tells me that I need to be paying attention to 599.
So whether or
Yeah.
not 599 holds is the answer till we reverse or not.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so let me make this clear as well. Okay, so everybody is on the same page with me. I am thinking forward into, yes, I look at both scenarios. So price hits a major 24-hour floor, $600 psychological target. It's rushing down in there in pre-market, which leaves a lot of empty space above, right? Including our pre-market high. Now, we are opening, or more than likely we're going to open under the floor, so the first initial move is likely down. But I am well aware that if we are able to maintain this uptrend, and if we chop in here today, right, we would be set up to make that run at minimum up to my target of 611 and 614.50, which if you look, no resistance, one resistance, the resistance, right? So what I'm, and let me put it in other words. Sellers have a job to do. And so far they're doing their job. When price hits that 606 level, it has rejected, right? We've filled up the majority of empty space and hit major levels above us. So my job right now, with the potential risk overhead and the fact that we are still maintaining and holding the levels that we need to and the uptrend that we need to, is to see, yes, how does price respond when it gets to this level? And when it does it punch back and reclaim and move over? Because at that point, anything, guys, anything above 606.50, and it's gonna rip ass. It's gonna rip ass. It's got at minimum, right? You have this little pocket of empty space up to 608. But all of this is being done, and I can make a little bit of money off of this. If you have shorter expiration contracts that you swung, like obviously this is, you can make a little bit of money, but I am problem solving for the bigger move. It's just plain and simple. That's all I'm looking at. And I'm positioned already with those 588s to do so, but I would like to obviously add to that position. But I can't do that without confirmation, and confirmation would start by losing $600. But there's a setup in the way blocking me. So I'm a problem solver today. And again, those of you guys who are just watching me, I can risk less and make more and take a bigger leap ahead than somebody who's trying to scalp and bounce and reject every single little move that's happening in here. Sometimes I'm just watching so I can solve a bigger problem. Sometimes I'm narrating so that I can solve the bigger problem, because I have, and I am trying to emphasize this even more. I do not want to, again, when I do day trade and other people in here day trade, it can distract or pull you guys into straying away from higher time frame setups. But the reality is, right, I have the risk that I can afford to do so, but I am always and will always be focused on the bigger move, because I found a strategy that helps me catch it. I created a strategy that helps me catch it. So why would I be stupid and try to make little baby shekels when I have the opportunity and the strategy to catch the big one? And it's like this on every setup that I see. That's why I'm able to post the percentages that I am, and why this Discord is, averaging, 100 to, at the low end, to, 600-700% on the trades that they take. So, the bigger move, that's what I'm looking for here. And it's going to be difficult to break
Yeah,
major 24-hour levels. So
yeah. So when you say that, are you looking at the weekly from that candle that's resisting you from like November 24th?
on the cues,
Yeah. Is that why you're saying you're going to have a fight over there?
Yeah,
That lo-
yeah, absolutely. Yes. So these are when you draw, and this is oftentimes like that right there, right? That 594.63, that needs to break. And then one other thing, folks, on IWM SPY and the Qs, this is where it gets even clearer. That's the floor. That's a weekly box, right? That's 610, the same level we've been talking about before. That's our floor. Why do you think price action has been so difficult? Because we're stuck between a resistance and a fucking floor. So let them fight it out. I'll be on the winning side. Now, you might be like, well, that's kind of cocky. But how long on a weekly time frame does something typically run after a weekly box is created? 3 weeks. You'll have 24-hour time frame structure, that's created, but 3 weeks. So I can, even if I fucked it up, I could still catch it. And again, on the weekly, this is the only structure we have, and that's 576. Also, not to mention, this is when you make a box at the highs, that is your opportunity to rip, and failure typically means death. I mean, straight up, look, box, death. It comes back, but we pull back. Even here, I mean, that's a box, you still pull back. Box, back. It's so funny because people are like, bull flag. I'm like, oh yeah, we'll see about that. Hey, you got market volatility ripping? Let's hope so, baby. But what's my goal? My goal is to see a weekly candle close today anywhere around 595, and I'm fucking chomping at the bit. Now, to be clear, again, my target, and I typically always take target-based contracts, is going to be on the 24-hour time frame, 581, right? Anything extra, which, look, remember that weekly level I just pointed out? Damn, that's money, right? That's the runners. So use this information, right? You can right now. Hopefully I've given you guys. If nobody understands this, please let me know. But I have an idea. I see a setup. I see weekly time frame agree with the 24. The setup is there. The patience is needed. I am problem solving right now to get it done. Nah, bro, this is fucking gold. Hell yeah. That's it. That's it. I don't want to get caught. Damn, SoFi looks like it might pull back. It's getting heavy. That one, I actually already shorted that one, but if it does lose 1850, it still has more dumpy. Lots more dumpy. Like 1562. I'm confused on the weekly candle close. It's going to close today, right? Because it's the end of the week. The weekly levels, and this is why I tell people do top-down analysis, because I could have told you, right, the beginning of the week, maybe we did, that being stuck in between two ranges, right, is going to make price action suck. It's going to make it hard. But what is that? So weekly candle close below what level? The level is going to be 594. 594. Now, obviously, today I might be gifted with the opportunity. The target for next week would be 588.30. So if you're looking at shorter expiration stuff, that's the target. 588. All right. Good for Max Payne, bad for traders. Actually, good for traders who avoid Max Payne and only take trades out of the major breaks of consolidation. But you are correct.
You should take both of those, shouldn't you? A short term and a long term.
I'll be doing that. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what everybody else is capable of. You know what I mean? There's newer traders in here who would probably be best, who don't have the information or haven't memorized the information to be able to navigate all the way down using weekly contracts. So having longer expirations is just going to help them trade from point A to point B. But yeah, if you are capable, there is going to be opportunity for both. So. So you can just wait till the close of business today and check my signal there. Yeah. 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 That's actually one of the main things I look for out of my strategy. Caleb Monroe with the trash can water here today. Oh my God, dude. Ridiculous. All right. So everybody's hopefully clear on this and what I'm looking for today. Um, I'd love for today to be the catalyst that drives us down out of this range, but it has been difficult, clearly, to trade in this range. This is the 5th day, which is, yes, typically when we start to see look, 1, 2, we've already talked about this as well, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we move. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we move. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we move, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, move. 1, 2, 3, 4, move. I could keep going, but you get the picture. So we're on standby today, or we're on guard. On guard. How long of a time frame is the big move? Well, it's typically the weekly that I'm basing this analysis off of, because the weekly is just like the lower time frame. After a certain period of consolidation, tension gets to its high and breaks, but a weekly break is going to offer a bigger return. You still have to navigate it on a lower time frame, so. I grabbed PLTR. I just feel like PLTR hasn't, and again, guys, I really like taking trades that are bottoming with boxes, and this right here on the weekly obviously is not. This on the 24-hour hasn't really even completed full rotations. It's not over, but yes, you are still stuck in range, and until you are above 144.84, which would offer some relatively smooth trading up to 153, I still see the potential possibly for more downside through that break of 125.50. But you're again, this is a difficult range to trade because you're stuck between in what breaks you. This is literally where I would rather luge down a fucking cheese grater naked than like in the Olympics, rather than trade in between two ranges. And I don't mean to insult anybody who thinks this is a good setup, but I would rather do that. I'd rather do a backflip on a balance beam with my legs spread. I know it's going to hurt, but it wouldn't hurt as bad as losing all of my money and me knowing better. So, damn, the luge reference is real for me. Yeah. I'm offended. Listen, I mean, to get to the top of the range isn't impossible, but in order for you to do that, you're going to need to A, very clearly get above 136.40, and then B, clip this overhead at 140, and then you'd be on your way. So it's not like it's simple.
I think you need to clip that balance beam line.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Greetings, Patriot. Have you secured your ISO 222 coins?
Bullying,
200.
don't do it. Don't do it. I feel it coming.
Yo, that's crazy. He said bullying, stop. Sensei, be nice, man. I told him to chill out. All right, guys, we got 2 minutes, all right? Take a deep breath. You're good. Remember, we're spinning on a rock in the middle of space, looking at funny candles on a chart. It's all good. Yeah, the voice is always making sure. Yeah, right. Open, sell it open. You're very close to the target. So I mean that for me, I would at least be trimming and reducing my risk. Yo, everybody's paying me $4.20 for the Potterbox class that have already taken it already. What the fuck, guys?
We're trying to send you a signal from the universe.
I just quit, man. What are you talking about?
That's why we're doing it.
All right, guys. 30 seconds. This music's giving me anxiety. This guy on the violin's fucking losing his mind. No. Ding, 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 ding. Kids with guns. First target right here. If anybody has weeklies, I would recommend, yep, that right there. Sheesh. So above, right, that wick right there at 650, would likely go and move back up into this range right here. You're going to see and watch price attempt to do that. Damn, I'm money with the fucking level, dude. That was fire. Okay, sellers being a little strong, but not strong enough. There it is. 50% would be first. Oh. Pro listening to classy elevator music? That's funny. No, those that already took the class just need to pay to reserve the class. You just send me whatever you feel like the class is worth. So right here, guys, that's going to be that pocket that gets filled up if we break that overhead, right? And I would assume that there's like a 1 minute box right here. Oh, damn. My assumption would be correct. Oui. So for those of you guys who are day traders, right, you could be using this analysis because that is redonkulous. All right. Ugh, disgusting. And the first immediate reaction off of cost basis. Pulling back, what do they need to do to hold on? They need to try to hang on to this little floor here. If you were on like the 5 second, you'd see price probably wick off of that. And then driving price over 601.91, you would be met with the first floor, which would be here. Crossing 602 would grant you access up to 602.81. Am I just rebranding fair value gaps and calling them Potter boxes? I've been doing this longer. First of all. Second of all, I don't and have never studied that bullshit. And it is bullshit. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care who you think is winning. Fair value craps. Sorry, your mentor goes to the fucking Robbins Cup every year and blows his account. You really want to, that's your mentor? You don't think that maybe over defining every single little fucking candle that breathes in front of you, like, oh, this is that, and we got 15 different setups inside of ICT that you can trade. Fuck that. I got one setup. Crazy. Fair value gaps. Fair value craps. All right, 50% of that empty space is going to get tapped right there. And it looks like you probably have enough juice to go fill that up all the way. Yeah, dude, I had somebody yesterday give me a price target on the Qs in pre-market, and they said that's the fair value gap. That's where it will reject, and it did not. My target is where it rejected. So excuse my cockiness or whatever you want to call it, but I'm pretty sure of what I do. So, all right, that is one floor at 602.33. If you run out of juice here, you're going to retest. More than likely right here. Yeah, hopefully you just made any day traders or scalpers. This was an easy bag right there. Futures traders, that was an easy bag. Perfect bounce, perfect punch back, perfect empty space, perfect punch back. And now we're dealing with the 50% mark of this small pocket of empty space underneath us. Listen, Wall Street, if you're not returning anything close to what I'm doing, I would just pipe down before you embarrass yourself, my boy. I'm not like these other Apex affiliate code gurus out here. And if you don't want to learn my strategy, then go somewhere else. I don't want to teach you. Yeah, Wall Street is looking at fair value gaps. I promise you that. There's and also your mentor said that he was kidnapped by market makers so that he could code the stock market. I'm sorry. I really do think that who you follow, disgusting, is really, really important. And that could never be me. Also, every fish in the stream is trying to eat off of the same fucking strategy. That can't be it. Sorry. Damn, this is delicious. Ugh. Trading Wizard. Suck it. Get out of here, dude. God, what is with these fucking dorks hopping in my stream this morning? Do I use volume when you do your boxes? If you're looking at what I'm doing right now, there is no volume. There is no indicators. There is no fair value crap. There's nothing. It's just charts and boxes. That's all I'm using. Floors and boxes or ranges.
Hey Potter, so these price breaks that you point out on boxes and stuff like that, that's probably has something to do with puts and calls that are having to be broke
Fired?
for where people are positioned, and that's why they have to save themselves, and then that's why that price moves quickly into that area.
Are you talking about like gamma squeezes or just like contracts expiring?
Well, people like it gets to a certain point, they have stop losses, and then those losses are having to be exercised or whatever. And then that option, and then that's why the price moves a little bit faster in that area.
If I'm being honest
That's
with
what
you,
I was
brother,
thinking.
I have no idea. I don't. It doesn't. Knowing there are some days where I know that there's a lot of contracts expiring, and I know that'll drive volatility. But as far as if that's happening right now, no idea. I have no idea. Um, Again, me not having no idea doesn't affect my ability to track and read price. It doesn't change anything. Bounce levels, everything are still the same. You might just add volatility to that. All right, last thing for this Wall Street guy. Listen, dude, you got your Cash App and your PayPal and your Venmo in your profile, brother. Please do not come at me. All right, this is an embarrassing place for you to be right now. Just scroll away and everything goes away, man. You're good. I don't want to teach you. You don't want to learn what I have to teach. We're in a mutual agreement here. Look at that. We're friends now. So just find somewhere else to go. All right, we have a open price target at 604.92 over that break high of 604.34. Well, if you're poor, then what are you doing ragging on my strategy, nuthead? Maybe you could do something about the poverty if you stop fucking yelling at everybody that, doesn't use a fair value crap. I'm having fun, guys. I like this. I'm exactly where I want to be. Yeah. I'm teaching for free, and again, it's up to you. Oh yeah. No, I'm not mad that you asked a question, but you are trying to kind of like gaslight me a little bit, which is cute, but it was what you said after that. All right, 1 minute floor. Again, remember, we don't have enough juice. Perfect tap off of 604.33. And now I think we're gonna, this is where it's important for me to really be watching what price and how price responds. Yeah, this is gonna be fire. I don't know you, dude, but you are self-centered. Oh yeah, that's me. You got me, dude. You nailed me. Isn't that right, guys? Next time you're talking about me, make sure it's me. Now that's a kick-ass bounce right there. So, folks, above 604.38, straight to your pre-market lows. Or straight to your pre-market box lows, which is 605.03. What's the immediate floor that we could lose here to start heading back down? Well, you just bounced off of one, right? But in order for us to actually pick up any sort of bearish energy, it would be 602. Now, we could lose something and once we've reclaimed it ahead, and that would help a lot. So, why don't I block them? I got a little toxicity inside me too, you know? Because I like it. Because I fucking like it. I don't know why, man. While I'm doing this, yeah, it's fun. 604 box building 1 hour, 1 minute. I won't be there.
Anybody else have Tasty Trades is not updating anything?
I
It's
do
updating,
not.
but not the yesterday's numbers.
I do not have Tasty Trade, so I do not know. Oh my god. Oh. So if you break this, you get that. All right, now let's keep going. Right? Because even your pre-market boxes are still going to behave. Oh, look at that. Immediate. Wait. So in order to get up into here, or to retest that 606, drive price through and over 605.50, and I think we'll get that juice. I know. I'm watching other things on my top screen. ELF is at the highs right now, touching 93.22. I can't even right now. IWM is bouncing. That, you know what? IWM is lagging, which means that if you miss the cues, you could be looking at that. WAP is hitting good resubs. What are you talking about? I don't know. I got banned off of WAP. I don't have WAP. Am I looking for a short? Not right now. No. Not right now. I told everybody that we're opening up in range, just like this. This is Observation City, baby.
Yo, that confluential target bounce,
Mm-hmm.
golden.
Golden, dude. Ridiculous.
It happened in pre-market too.
Yep. No, I'm not saying call for IWM. I'm saying we're watching for a break over 264.36, and you don't have as much opportunity on IWM as you do the Qs. Actually, yeah. So the only real target they could aim for here is probably 267 flat. But honestly, if it doesn't have enough juice to reverse and follow, if we see all of this hard work from the Qs reversed on, good stuff, Pot. Watching you do this live and kind of charting along with you helps. Let's go, man. Sorry I be talking shit while I'm doing it. I know some of you guys probably don't like that, but it just gets me, it just gets the goy juices flowing, you know what I mean? Gets me all hot and bothered. I like it. Am I psychic? My wife thinks I'm psychic. I just know her so well now that she legit thinks I'm psychic. Dude, the other day I freaked her out. But I'm not psychic. Not for real. I mean, maybe, I don't know. If anybody says they're psychic, I don't believe them. I mean, when I played football, I shit talked. I mean, so like it's got to be like I think healthy shit talking is good sometimes. Just a little bit. It's not with hate, you know. It's just competition. Energy.
We're looking at 606.50.
606.17 is the next target. You said 606.50?
Well, 39, something like that.
Yeah. Tomato. Yes.
Well, your numbers are just exact. Mine's are messed up.
Nah, man, you've been killing it lately. At least as far as targets are concerned, man. Give yourself some credit.
So what I do is I go, when I see my target, I go about 20 basis points lower.
Okay.
I know. I'm still working with this little computer and all. I'm going to buy me a big one like you.
Hey, there we go. I can get you a discount with Clutch. Potter confirmed to be Latino for being Toxio. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Those cues were expensive. I looked at them when they were at 600, and they were the 605s were $1 a piece.
Yeah. Well, they got a lot of juice in them today. Do you care about
Still
pre-market high
expensive.
and low and all? Yes, of course. Nah, fam, he's Asian. Oh, damn. I'm getting different people are trying to claim me, dude. Different
It's
nation.
around.
Potter es on Chico Taxiso.
That's a hell of a 30-minute candle right there.
It is a hell of a 30-minute candle, but it still remains, everybody. It still is. Actually, very funny. So this is always great to do, right? Go look at the wick higher time frame and go see what's happening, right? Where are we at? Why did we break? Ah, that has been a major resistance. So it would make sense that we reject off of it. Now, does it reverse? Let's answer that question right now, right? What would it have to do right now? Now, it looks like it's just trying to hang on to that floor right now. But if it can't, you come back here. That's 604, right? And it's the structure that you break. Yeah, absolutely not. God, I feel like I had a horny robot in my ear. I didn't like that at all. Anyway, but yeah, it would be right. A first step would be 60436, but it would be the floors that you recovered and fought to get here, right? So let's move down even to the 1 minute. Do you see the box? Oop, here we go. We're sitting right at that floor. Thoughts on PayPal? What is everybody's PayPal addiction right now? Hold on, I'll look at it. Ah, I see why it's moving. Okay. Um, Plain and simple. I'm going to show you guys really quickly while I pull away from the cues here. So real quick, 5 minute. All right, pay attention real quick, okay? I want to give you guys a signal, okay? Here's a signal for you. You see this box over here to your left? Oh, damn. Do you see that? You see this? Step 1, 4220. That's continuation to the upside. You might be building to do that, but that is what needs to happen next. In order to see continuation on the 24-hour time frame, that box that I just laid down on the lower time frame is the wick. So, Potter collecting ethnicities like they're Pokemon. Release the Potter files. Release the Potter robe. What are you guys talking about on this TikTok right now? Holy shit. All right, back to the cues here. All right, so what did I just say, right? That first floor would need to be lost, and it would be this structure. Now notice, folks, that box's median is that previous high that we had to hold on to. We created a safety net there. If that's lost, more. Right? More. First target, 602.44. But right now, we could call this just a retest at the moment. It's a secret to being rich, guys. Have expendable money to start out with. I did not start out with 80 money. I made $1,600 off of $16. Yeah, we'd be doing shit like that here, but nobody believes us. It's okay. We're like what's that big hairy guy that lives in the woods? We're like Sasquatch.
Agree.
Nobody who if you haven't seen it, you probably don't believe it. How much for the robe? 300. I don't know. That's the first number that came to my mind. I think it's actually pretty expensive online though. But you could just go buy it. Go buy it on Urban Outfitters. Just type in Keith Haring robe. You'll find it. Any good swing traders to learn from? Well, hello there. I am a swing trader, and I'm pretty good. Mr. Bones, dude, I get that whatever you did, man, in the past has not worked for you, bro, but you don't need to go and project that on me, man. I get that you might have been following a bunch of scammers. You probably, I mean, I'm not even hating on what you're saying. It just doesn't apply to me. I did not start out with a bunch of money. I didn't start a group before I had money. None of these things apply to me, my boy. And I'm definitely not promising anybody in here to be multi-millionaires, but I can help you take your $16 or $100 and maximize the potential for it. And I mean, again, we got people who are garbage men making riggedy racks right now. Doesn't matter.
I'm not going to be a millionaire.
I mean, that's up to you, brother. I said multi-millionaire.
I think
okay?
Junior's going to.
Yeah, Junior probably.
Can
Yeah, what's up?
Oh, sorry,
What's
go
up?
ahead.
No, go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
just said NW on the 1 hour, it looks like over 155. We have a gap up to 158,
Okay.
50.
Yeah, somebody in here has brain damage and they've learned this strategy and they're trading it. That's what they just said, straight up. She said this yesterday, or they said this yesterday. They legitimately got a traumatic brain injury and they're trading right now. And
Oh, wow. That's
dude.
awesome.
Isn't
My
that sick,
God.
dude? By the way, cost basis, empty space, you held. Now you're bouncing back up. Watch 604.80. That does look pretty good, Chad. I see 2 obstacles in front of you. One that you probably will reach here momentarily. I think 156.57 is first. I always, when you have a wick like this, you know, that would be obviously another turbulent 157.75, but I would be looking for that floor to get retested first. Let's see here. Yeah, you just need to clear this overhead here.
Yeah. Okay. Might retest back to cost basis too before it completely pops up.
Wait, we have 2 people watching me right now that have had traumatic brain injuries that are trading? No way. Yeah, Liz and Hello, Margaret. It's me, dude.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. I'm
That's
sorry for
fucking
cutting
awesome,
you.
dude.
That's
No,
awesome.
you know that. No, that's amazing. I mean, we've had people in here are that still in here that are quadriplegics. I mean, they've lost their arms or legs, you know, and they still. Man, that was one of the people that actually convinced me that I was like, nah, man, everybody can. You know what I mean? It's just what they're willing to put into it and how they respond to hurdles or things going wrong. Because a lot of people won't even start a business because in their mind they know that there's going to be obstacles and they'll focus on those alone. And so they won't even try. Um, and it's like, man, you got to get rid of that, dude. You're going to fail. Just accept that. And sitting on your ass, not doing anything, is the ultimate failing. You're not doing anything. You're not trying. That is just guaranteed failure. So
1000%. Yep.
The only way to win the race is to get in it.
that's right. And trip the other racers.
No, you got to trip the other gurus.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to. No, I did not grab anything. Did you earn enough to party with Epstein yet? That's crazy.
That's right.
Man,
Crazy.
this Mr. Bones has some serious resentment and anger. Do you feel, Mr. Bones? Let me ask you a question, just candidly. Do you feel it right here, like right underneath your chest and like under your rib cage? That's rage, brother. You're holding it in. You need to go like into a rage room. Go break some
Go
shit.
running. Go jogging or something.
Yeah, yeah. Go jog. We're having fun.
Go to the gym. Work out a little bit. Get on a treadmill.
Dude, Sam, dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think any Epstein jokes are fun. Like, I'm very rarely like comedy. There's not much off limits, but I feel like comedy in reference to that is normalizing it somehow or making it more like less like it's instead of saying like raging, people are making jokes about it. You know, again, I love jokes. I like talking about weird shit, but like, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not
they need
really.
to leave that stuff alone, man.
Yeah,
Just leave it
nah,
alone.
until that dude is and all of his accomplishments accomplished. Damn, I can't speak. Until they're all in pieces. Uh, yeah, no jokes. Once they're in pieces, we can write some jokes.
They all need to be caned.
Yeah,
Sick, man. I don't know how you get that many people to agree on that. It makes me crazy.
that's dude.
Hey, I think a good caning would probably be pretty good.
Oh man,
Bruh, a good triple caning. Live.
we should make him
That,
work. We should make him work on like fucking. Never mind. I don't want him touching my food. Yeah, no, the situation is yeah, and you guys know me. I joke about a lot of stuff that's, not, always super comfortable, but like that's not yeah, I'm not with it. So,
Yeah, that'd be in the public, and that'd just be part of it. You know what I mean? They'd have to do a lot more.
yeah. Well, that's man something that again, I've had a lot of really wealthy people that I've interacted with. And like, I'm gonna be honest with you, they do not seem like fucking happy people. And it's like, I don't know what happens up there, but I don't know if I ever want to really find out. And then, again, I don't believe in ethical billionaires. You cannot be a billionaire without fucking hundreds, if not thousands of people or more over, and then exploiting them for their labor at the lowest cost possible. Finding resources by destabilizing governments. Like it's obviously, a fucked up thing. So yeah, I know, Brandy, just let it ride. Everybody in those files would make great fertilizer. I don't even know if I'd want them as a fertilizer. They need to be incinerated and shot into space, or shot into space simultaneously being incinerated. So if you're looking at a short on the Qs, you would be looking at a first target, first order expiration down at 602, but you still have the ability to bounce back up above 604, which you're fighting for right now as we speak to retest this 604.73. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, I'm really, I am just problem solving right now. Ah, there it is.
You still got your Lulus?
Uh-huh. I was ignoring them.
Yeah, it's trying.
Bro, we are participating in the billionaire games now, making money. We are just as guilty. I disagree heavily. They're stealing from us. I'm stealing it back. They've been using this as a wealth generator for free for forever. And these are a lot of these people who are benefiting the most off of it are public employees. And they're stealing from us. One way or another, they're stealing from somebody. I'm not going to sit around while a machine like this sits and dries or, in fact, I think that being inside of the belly of the beast is the only way. I would only believe somebody who's in the shit. You know what I mean? So like the best place to raise awareness is within the belly of the beast, dude, not outside of it, just commentating on something that they're immediately going to say, you don't know what you're talking about.
I feel like you found the cheat code for everybody.
Imagine 1 million people knew this strategy. You could actually fuck markets up. If GameStop people knew how and when to buy at certain price points rather than shotgun blasting, you could have actually fucked Citadel. Look at that punchback, baby. Look at Lulu. What the fuck is happening? Lulu just shot all the way to our target in a fucking lightning second. Damn, 200+% on the fucking true sheesh, yes, baby. Queen. Trim some of that baby off. God damn.
PayPal too.
Potter?
Yes.
Hello. I was just
hi.
about to change my price to $1.50 about calls, and it just got me out of it at like 80 cents.
No shit, man. You had a sell order?
Yeah. I gotta go to my doctor. I was like, let me just get whatever I want. I'm gonna put it at 150 or 120, and I was just about to do it, and it just ripped.
Fucking A, man. I'm sorry, dude. I've had that happen.
I made like $230. That's fine.
Oh fuck. Yo, what?
Yeah.
Yes, IWM just popped.
I only put $300, and I got like 230 or 240.
Damn. All right, yo.
Ripping right now.
Dude, 535%. Sheesh. Yes, queen. I'm in it for the bigger moves, baby.
What just happened?
That tension pop, baby. Dude, and look at, by the way, look at the Q's price target. That overhead 608 and 609 slapped. And what happened when we cleared 606.50? Exactly what we talked about this morning. Explosive price action. And that just fueled, dude, if you're, by the way, you should be obviously trimming or have trimmed or have taken profit on Lulu. It has blown past all of our targets. 500+%. The spread is a little bit juicy. So if you get a bounce, that's when you want to try to rate or be closer to the ask.
Potter, I just saw one of those Lulu contracts for $700 after I bought it for $150.
Yeah, dude. I fucking love my job, dude.
607s were $50. They were selling for $300.
That was nasty.
Oh,
nasty.
Beautiful setup. Beautiful trade.
The Supreme Court just killed the tariffs.
Let's fucking go.
Damn.
That was the news. That's what we were waiting for.
The biggest reversal on
going to be
Earth
something
incoming.
like that.
Watch for them coming down.
Yeah, I was gonna say, watch that.
Yeah,
watch what happens. IWM call just went crazy. Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. I'm gassed up, dude. Look at cost basis too. Oh, wee.
This market's so crazy. It'll fucking close at 600.
But you know what the beautiful thing about this is we 5 days, right? We talk. I felt like yesterday and today I really and I'm not again, I just being able to spot and point out those levels and then see them respond, dude, is beautiful. Fuck yeah. All right. That was a good song for it too. Sheesh.
Feel like my work day is
So
done.
I'm not getting a $2,000
Yeah.
check.
Damn, Zebo!
Let's go, baby.
Get your little
My
bag,
tariff
baby.
check. No.
Ah, we got the
I
yo,
was,
we
I
got.
was banking on that, bro.
We made that check already.
I'm gonna use that on my TikTok. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna say we got our tariff checks today.
We had to make them ourselves.
You still holding that short then, right?
You talking about on Qs? Yeah, I am.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm still holding.
I'm not even gonna say what I just got in.
I know what you did. I saw the order. No shit.
What a rejection, though.
Dude, and that listen, that could be that's that big wick up, touch the sell level, and then drop back down. Sellers take control. Yes, we could see a full on reversal. Oh. Dude, fuck yeah to the Supreme Court though. Sheesh.
At least somebody has a fucking backbone around here.
Somebody, dude.
Wait, what happened? What I miss?
Tariffs got struck down, dude.
Oh shit.
This helps conviction down. If we start losing levels, yes. But that means that the momentum, you reach up, you go and touch a major sell level, and the immediate reaction. And by the way, just to again on the cues. Fuck yeah, Lulu was so good, dude. I'm gassed up right now. So just real quick, right? Over here. And I mean on the fucking money cost basis. If you take and learn anything from me, that's got to be one of the most important things. Volume resides at the 50% mark of that range.
Oh my god, that was beautiful.
Yep, and look where they're at now.
That was beautiful.
I don't know
Oh
who
my
I
God.
sold my contracts to on Lulu, but sheesh. I declare bankruptcy.
Lulu's one of them things that run up and then by the end of the day settles
It's
back
dead,
down a little
dude.
bit.
Yeah, but that's one of the coolest things about Lulu is it does do. I mean, that blew my mind. Just made 3
So
band
delicious.
skis. Let's go, dude. Yo, let's go. 35 cents to 175 cents on IWM calls. Bro, I love to see you guys fucking win. It makes it so much sweeter, dude. It makes it so much sweeter. Supreme Court says tariffs are illegal. Should I make a video right now about that? You guys want to watch me do a video? That's good.
So everybody reacted to it, and now they're thinking, "Oh man, now nobody's going to get a tariff check. Now we're going to lose money that way."
Oh my
So
God.
the Qs could go back up, couldn't they?
They could if they haven't lost anything, my boy. But right now, with that rejection, dude, they better step up real quick, like. Nice job, SQAA. Let's
Well, they're
fucking
bouncing
go.
right now.
Post your gains if you have any. Now it's back to observing. Yeah, post your gains. I'll show them. Oh, the song ended. I was like, where did my volume go? $1,600 today, 11 grand today. 11. Oh my God, that's basically 12 grand. I rounded up. Is the Discord open to the public? Patrick, the main Discord that I have is not. But I don't want people thinking that that is like that's not necessarily what I'm offering. My strategy is mostly taught for free on YouTube. I obviously live stream trading here, every other day or something like that on TikTok and YouTube. But I do pre-market prep and I do post-market recap and prep for the next day. So you don't have to pay for those things. So I think of my Discord as more of a tool for those people who do have a full comprehension, or they're already on their way or making money. So yeah. Warrior Jail, yeah. Same YouTube game. Yes, Patrick. All right, price just recovered that floor. You're seeing it push up. It's going to need to clear the 50% mark of that wick. Every level that we had to fight for once, we'll have to fight for it again. The most important thing that I offer is my strategy. If you take anything from me, you can take that and have it forever. And that's the PBS workshop, which I will be doing live on March 1st at 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. All right, there we go. Managing a little trade action here.
Anybody have a source on that tariff ruling?
Yeah, I'd like to see that. You genius, you mean? Nah, man, I am not a genius, guys. I really don't. I'm not even trying to be fake humble right now. I don't think that candlesticks are genius. I don't even think this is, yeah. There's people who are like doing particle theory, they're trying to find neutrinos in super colliders like that. Those are geniuses.
Quantum.
Schrodinger's missing cat.
Yeah, there you go. Dude, I've told you guys before, I was locked up for a year, and when I did a year, I did a year in Chatham County, which is a really bad jail. It was actually on Locked Up Raw. They were filming Locked Up Raw when I was there. But one night all the dorm was like hanging out in one big circle, and I don't know why, but they were like, I was explaining Schrodinger's cat to one dude, and he breaks out and he's like, "Yeah, man, talk about G saying he if you put a cat in a box and then don't look at it, it dies." And I'm like, "Yo, what the fuck?" And for the next hour, I'm trying to explain Schrodinger's cat to all of these inmates, and it's just getting worse. The more I explain, they're clowning me super. I mean, it was fun, but it was also like, God damn, dude. I did a
Isn't that
year.
where Fleece Johnson was locked up at?
Isn't it where?
Isn't that where Fleece Johnson was locked up at?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got misclassified when I went into this jail. So I was in the 6A dorm, which is called the zoo. I was really out of place. That's where I got my jaw broken. So, or well, not jaw broken, but that's where I got my back teeth busted out of my mouth. I did a year in jail for one joint that I had in my car. I was driving in the backwoods at 3 o'clock in the morning in Georgia at 19 years old with a little doobie in my, my public defender hugged the judge before my case, and I knew at that point that I was cooked. So yeah, they did give me probation at first at that sentence, but they gave me first offenders probation, which means if you fuck up even once, they revoke the whole thing and they give you the full sentence, which is like 2 years. So they gave me 2 years, and I had to become a trustee to get 2 for 1 so I could get out sooner. And then 2 years later, they decriminalized it. What are we singing about right now? Portishead? I'm not in the mood for this right now. Beautiful music, but not for now. Potter joined a gang. I just can't prove it. Amazon. Yeah, Amazon just hit one of the targets that I gave yesterday, which was 210.31. This is the 50% mark. It's too late for me. I can't take it. Yeah, I can't take it. But I will tell you this. I will take it if the market turns over. And yeah, 212.70. So, all right, Supreme Court decision. You said click on the hammer. Click on the hammer. What hammer? Then it should be removed from your records. Yeah, tell me about it. I passed it. Oh, okay, I see it. What? Accordingly, the president must point out clear congressional authorization to justify his extraordinary assertion of that power. Wow. Yes, listen, we could prop up today, and if we do not clear the sell level on the Qs, then tomorrow or next week we could just spill it. So, all right. I'm going to mute myself really quick. I've just made a giant. I've made a fat bag, and right now I'm again. We're ooh wee.
The 30-minute on IWM is giving the longest middle finger.
Oh my god.
I got 262s when it was 260.
Oh
4
my
on
god.
265.
My bare feet just broke out of my own shoes, dude. Holy shit. Will you guys stop sending me $4.20? You guys are crazy. Holy shit, Scott. This says they struck down some of the tariffs, not all.
Yeah, I was about to say tariffs in themselves aren't illegal. Like they have tariffs against us. So
Yeah. I love you, Potter, for teaching us. I love you too. Damn. There you go. All right. Not bad.
Yeah, this is hilarious. So they say they got 133 billion tariffs that they have to return back, but now they're saying they don't know if they have the money in the treasury to give it back.
Where's it going?
What about the 10 bill World
that.
Peace Fund?
They put that in the White House.
So now they're going to have Trump's,
send like 30
they're
to
going to have Trump's
farmers.
response to see what he's going to say back to it. But it was the fact that it was like a large majority against
Somebody's
this.
losing their mojo. That's what I think.
What do you, how do you think Trump is acting right now? Sorry.
He's trying to flip over the desk, I'm sure.
Probably drooling on himself.
Yeah, I think those desks are drilled down to the floor, though. In the White House, I think everything is nailed to the floor. I remember reading that somewhere.
He hires a team and says, "Flip my desk. Do it right
Yeah,
now."
can somebody
And
get the
take a photo.
nails out of the floor of this desk?
Take a
His
photo of it
eyebrows
too.
are all the way up to his hairline.
How full is his diaper right now?
It's probably gonna destroy the east wing of the White House or something.
No, he's gonna have it deconstructed, and they're gonna sell the parts to pay back the tariffs.
Oh my god.
I'm not touching anything right now, guys. Hold, just patience, patience, patience. I want to be sure I'm on the right side. It's not like we don't see the bounce floor at 603.50, so there's no need to go short until we obviously lose that. They're extracting all the buying power out of that floor and not really returning anything here, so.
I really wouldn't be surprised if Trump just comes back of, yeah, I'm not going to pay it back.
Yo, did That's fucking great. Apple recovered. Yeah. All right, we'll keep an eye on that one. I'll keep it. I told you guys I would watch that one. I need that floor. And I'll talk. We can talk shop. It shouldn't be down, Sonny boy. Lakis, I hope not. Housewife vibes. 250% on the day, sitting cash now, and we're looking to get back in once levels indicate. Love that, Mr. Champs. How many of you guys are going to be at the workshop that are on TikTok? So far, it seems like we've got about 50 people going to be showing up.
I got to open a Venmo account. I don't have any of that.
Don't worry about it. If you ain't got one. The Potterbox Workshop. I don't think I need to join. Yeah, if you don't feel like you got the strategy down, dude, hell yeah. That's what all that free education is for.
I can't wait to go back over it again. Try to pin it down a little bit better.
Yeah.
Every time I listen to you, you say something that like starts clicking in my head.
Where do I send the 420? If you've already gotten the workshop, you can just send whatever you want. But if you haven't, that's what's on the website. Those people, these people I'm talking to, have already purchased the workshop and we're in the last one. So. Damn, you work at the Fed? Damn. Seeing y'all's reactions today is badass. Making this money like this, man, is badass. I mean, watching your plays and your analysis play out exactly the way that you called it. I mean, even if you look at Lulu, dude, look at Lulu's empty space, filled all the way. Right there. Ba, ba, ba.
It's just crazy to sit there and think about that when you sell a contract. You're like, someone bought my contract for 6 times its value.
Literally.
Insane.
Yeah, literally. That's why, I mean, like, I have a really firm rule about not trading things that are already ripping. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to be that person. I want to be the person that's buying it before everybody else is. And that's, you know, typical.
It seems like to me, the people that buy that have to be bent over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something like that. They're pressed to do it for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
I used to make it.
How do you get into the workshop? My website. Okay, if you are watching PayPal right now, I'm going to give you the analysis you need, and that is this box right over here to your left. You're going to need to go and grab hold of that floor, which you have slipped once, but prices pushing back up. So. Okay, so the decision does not affect all of those Trump tariffs, but invalidates those implemented using emergency law. Delivering a major blow to President Donald Trump, the Supreme Court on Friday ruled that he exceeded his authority when imposing sweeping tariffs using a law reserved for national emergency. The justice divided 6-3 held that Trump's aggressive approach on tariffs on products entering the United States from across the world would be not permitted under the 1977 law called the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, or EPA. It is a rare setback for the administration at the Supreme Court, which has had a 6-3 conservative majority since Trump began his second term. All right. The decision does not affect all of Trump's tariffs, leaving in place the ones he imposed on steel and aluminum using different laws, for example, but upends his tariffs in 2 categories: one, country-to-country or reciprocal tariffs, which range from 34% for China and 10% baseline for the rest of the world. The other is the 25% tariff Trump imposed on some goods from Canada, China, and Mexico for what the administration said was their failure to curb the flow of fentanyl. Trump could seek to reimpose the tariffs using other laws. Congress says the power to set tariffs is assigned to Congress, but Trump used EPA, which does not specifically mention tariffs, but allows the president to regulate imports and exports when he deems there is an emergency due to unusual and extraordinary threat to the nation. Wow. Oh, you meant the fire department? Yeah, the fire department's different than the feds. I still have one, yeah. Peter, yes, but I have not added to any positions on the queues. What I'm looking for here is to see whether sellers are going to accomplish the hold underneath basically 608 and 609, because there is an incredible amount of empty space all the way to 628, which I will trade and will take to the upside. Julius, Tyler, shoot me a DM, man. How could Joe Biden do this? Damn, I just had like 90 notifications. Is the monthly sub a I love seeing your face. Oh God. Uh, is the monthly sub able to join the workshop? No, it's not. By the end of the day, Alejandro. No, the Potterbox strategy is taught in the workshop. I do have free videos on YouTube if you don't want to spend money or you can't afford it. And these live streams are always free, and I do them on Monday through Friday, whether it's prep or live trading. So if you can't afford it, this is the workshop is just everything all at once. And it is recorded and you can watch it back forever. It's Potter Stocks, at Potter Stocks. That's it. Am I in PayPal? No, I'm not. I'm watching for people. Yeah, if you're out here on TikTok, if you want to post your gains in the gains page in the free Discord. Yeah, the Q&As on YouTube are good. Not always yeah, I mean, a higher time frame candle is always better. You know, like if a higher time frame 30-minute candle closed against 609 on Qs, we would assume upside for sure. But sometimes I will set up on a lower time frame a Potterbox setup that applies to that higher time frame. So anytime I see a higher time frame setup, I'm always doing top-down analysis to find my entry.
Hey Potter, that box that we bounced up to on the Qs to cost basis. So what did it do to the volume in that box? That did it do anything, or we extracted something from it or something?
Yeah, yes. So that's a great question. So when you run up, right, if this was moving down, right, and we were up here and we punched down through that box, you'd be utilizing the volume within it. So when you rush up, all that is that, again, that's where the majority of the volume is, in the 50% mark. So what you did is just potentially make that cost basis weaker by extracting volume or orders from it, meaning if we go and hit it again and it still rejects, it would only typically take a third time, which is where that 1, 2, 3 comes from, to go and break it. But for now, I'm letting everybody else deal with this price action right now, who all the other dorks out there, until we get a definitive candle close through one. So how many
So
hours?
it makes it easier to pass through. That's what a little bit easier to pass through that box after you punch through that halfway mark.
Got you. Yeah, yes, exactly. I mean, we could break it on the second try if the candle closes on the floor, but that's not super likely. How many hours is the class per day? It's probably going to be somewhere around an hour and a half to 2 hours. I will do a couple of days where I'll skip like the next day. Like after the so the first 3-4 days we'll do it in a row, from the first to the fourth, and then after that, any other classes we'll have a break day or something like that if it goes any further. But the only reason, and I do want it, I know it's like maybe not great for those of you guys with schedules and stuff like that, but me doing it this way allows for me to answer everybody's questions, which is, you know, again, something that I feel is what makes this workshop worth it, is your ability to stop me in the middle of, you know, breaking something down and be like, yo, what was that word you just used? Or what and I mean this now, and everybody who's, you know, going through this for this fourth or second time or whatever, you're going to have to be patient, because I want those questions. I want newer traders who feel like they need a mentor or somebody to do a one-on-one with them. I want them to, and usually when people want one-on-ones, which is something I don't typically do, it's because they feel like they need like direct guidance because they're gonna like fuck it up or something. And it's usually just how intimidating, you know, or really they want that privacy of being able to ask questions that they think are stupid. And that's what I don't want, is I don't want people thinking that their question is stupid, because half the time I've never really gotten a stupid question inside of this Discord. I mean, I get the same questions all the time, but I don't care about that. So I've rest my account 4 times this week. I need help. Reset your account? Oh my God, man. You need a strategy, brother. That's all you need, a strategy, and you need to be confident in it. Yeah, you need to be confident. I would say if you can lose as well, advice is constructed if you get, wait, what? Yes, Corey, of course. There's trades that I don't win, but the fact of the matter is my strategy allows for me to trade with low risk, meaning that I could lose 60% of my trades and still make money. So that, you know, the risk to reward and my ability to actually capture these 500 or, you know, 1,000% trades, you know, that's not something that I would say lightly. I really do that. I really do make high percentage trades consistently, and I've been doing this for years. So got to get rid of them Nikes. Why? I like them. Yeah, years. I've been doing this for years, and I've only gotten better at it. I mean, I get better. I mean, nobody's a master of anything, you know, if you get there's always more to learn, or always something you can get better at. So, can I summarize my strategy? For sure. So I look for and I'll just use this 3-minute time frame, but this is more applicable for me on a higher time frame. But I look for areas of consolidation, typically defined by 3 bounces or 3 rejections off of the top inside of that box. And my theory is, or not theory, but what I know is that the 50% mark is where the majority of that volume is at. So when price closes against or outside or through that 50% mark, the volume within it is distributed and I'm guaranteed a new high. Now, at that point, my goal, and you guys actually watched this morning, right, is I look for empty space beyond that, or just simply a lack of structure. So in layman's terms, I trade box to box. I trade from here to here. And again, I do this on higher time frames because the same thing I'm showing you right now with the box and you punching through the 50% mark of it is also and very much applicable on the higher time frames, which basically means higher reward. So but this is so let me show you actually another example of one that happened recently. So this is an example of a 24-hour and weekly punchback, right? We're looking at a lack of structure above. Every single trade that I take is based off of this, right? I could go through the last 10 trades that I've taken on the 24-hour time frame, and they would all have a similar setup to this. So price leaves an area of consolidation, which does make an appropriate entry, reclaims the floor, pushes and punches through cost bases, and I am guaranteed that the empty space up above me will be filled. I've done this on just Nike, which I've even on earnings. Same setup, just a little bit different taste, right? 3 off the bottom, 2 off the top, nothing but empty space up above me. So this is something that I consistently do, and I have gotten better, and now I'm at the point where I don't even entertain taking trades unless it is based off of a higher time frame, because it does give a higher reward. Actually, Nike punched back over the last couple of days through this box and did give you a new high. Does the recent tariff news affect your decision-making process for the way that forward on the queue? Everything that I'm doing is based off the chart. Everything is the chart is responding to the news. So I just need to interpret the chart. I don't need to try to interpret how this, think about it. There are millions of people who are trying to interpret how this will affect the stock market. So it's not really my job to try to the news doesn't give me an entry, exit, and stop loss. The chart does. And so I base all of my decisions purely off of this. And I have proven now over the years that the chart front runs the news. It's kind of crazy, actually. This morning was a great example, was it not? How did price respond, right, when we got that news with a catalyst, right? And it was the setup in the empty space directly up in front of us that allowed price to move fluidly through and to those targets.
You got to be ready to get on that button, though.
What? Oh, with that kind of, yeah. That's a faster trade, obviously. If you're in seriousness, if you have not done the live workshop, 10 out of 10 recommend. Thanks, Jose. How do you get rid of the comments? How do you get rid of the comments? I kind of don't remember. Hold on.
Swipe left.
Swipe left.
Maybe.
What is this, Tinder? Dude,
Everything's Tinder.
Everything's Tinder. All right, that's not good. That's unhealthy. When you get you a cage. PBS is a hot knife. Empty space is the butter. I like that. I like that. That's cool. Yeah, if you get, yeah. That's fucking beautiful. So QQQ calls right now. I'm not taking anything when I'm in between there is a great trade over 608 or 609 up to 611. However, if you've noticed for the last 5 minutes, we've done nothing but be chop, right? So if you look at the 3 minute, we've got multiple rotations. So if we can get a break over that high, you could make that attempt. You could, yes. If you do get into calls right now, you have to have a killer stop loss, which I think should be 607. But this is all range, and I'm not, again, I am trying to maximize my dollars, right? So that happens by me looking at empty space, right? Which is there is empty space directly in front of us. And so it's not like I have to worry about that. There is a floor that at 610.50 that would be retested. And from there, right, we would potentially have clearance all the way to 614. So it's worth me knowing for sure or taking a actual trigger rather than taking something that's in between. And again, if you do, all I emphasize is that you have a great stop loss, and that has to be based off of something that would potentially reverse price back down. How do you get the 24-hour chart? On TradingView, you need to have all of your data, but I'll show you guys right now. So if anybody in here does not use the 24-hour chart, you need to do that if you're going to follow my system. You're going to go to Add Custom Interval, like that. You're going to go to Hours, and you're going to type in 24 and add. I'm so glad you stayed live this morning. Great morning. Yeah, you did have a killer morning, Warrior Jelly Bean Gal. Or WJBG for short. Yep, Nate. I stay out of the funk. Yesterday was awesome. Yesterday was awesome. Like, I really think of yesterday as like a win, because the fact that we were able to spot damn near untradeable areas, and even now, right, we shot up into a range, and now we're chopping. All right, that's the third 420 payment I've gotten today. You guys are wilding right now.
Hey, Potter.
Yeah, what's up, brother?
Will you pull up AAOI?
Jesus Christ, bro. Good God.
I want to close over 52.16. Confirmation, and then I'm looking for like 60.
Yeah.
2 weeks?
I see 55.75 at the target, and you are currently, as we speak, at the imbalance in between the two. Or the imbalance, for those of you guys who are new, is the 50% mark inside of empty space, which is a litmus test for volume. If volume you don't have enough, that is where you will fall. I typically trade all the way through empty space, disregarding an imbalance unless it is far enough away where I can use it as a price target.
Thank you, sir.
You got it. So lose floor, reclaim floor, enter, punch through cost basis to fill empty space. Yes, Julius. How much you cost to train? How much would it cost you to train me? What are you trying to train me to do, baby?
$4.20.
No, no. How much for me to train you? I do not offer one-on-one services. Yeah, I don't. I typically do not do that. I have found that it is actually counterproductive and lengthens the learning curve, because when you are coddled and not allowed to embrace the danger or immerse yourself inside, and you can do that by, like, there's nothing to be scared of. You don't have to take all your money into this. You can take $50 or $100 to try the actual strategy out. But I think that okay, picture this, right? We do a one-on-one. I start off and I'm like, hello, I'm Garrett. And you're like, hello, I'm whoever. And then what? What do I say after that? Like, you maybe tell me your concerns or maybe what you're struggling with, but that's something that I could answer for you anonymously on live, and it would not cost you any money. So save your money. I would avoid one-on-ones because nobody's going to coddle you, right? coddling, and I again, I don't mean that derogatorily, but I don't think that based on what I have experienced, it can and does potentially lengthen people's journey. So, is it normal to turn $13 into $70 in 48 hours through 35 trades, risking 7% to 10% to 10% per trade? That's not normal. No, that's wild. Um, yeah, I mean, it's cool that you turned $13 into 70, but I feel like you could have done that in one trade. No offense. I don't know if that's sustainable. I guess one wick might knock you out, but I also don't believe in base hits. Like there was this guy that I even offered to talk to him or to help him, and man, when I tell you that this dude like was convinced that he was just gonna he was collecting like $14 off of some of his trades, and I was like, nah, bro, yeah, where are you going with that? So just join Potter's Live. I've learned more than I've ever learned in just a week or so. Fuck yeah. All right, price is shoving itself in the face of that resistance on the cues, right? So we could be looking at that break up to, and again, the first target overhead is 610.56. That is a major, major level. So you're not just blue skies immediately if that occurs. Again, we're being patient. I'm being patient right now. And then at that point, you would be looking to just move through this very small 15-minute, 5-minute box over here to your left. And if you have the juice to move through that, you should be pretty easily looking at a 614 target that I gave yesterday. A 2-to-2 ATR on gold and a win 1-to-1 ATR inverse risk to profit ratio. I already, dude. Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, I know another mentor might tell you that that's good, and maybe for somebody who has a lot of capital, but your journey is going to be long. That's all I have to say about that. I mean, hopefully it works for you. I hope it does. But I also don't use probably the strategy that you use. I don't even use the same language that you do. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would be looking to me for that guidance in this area because again, it doesn't apply to anything that I do. As far as risk to reward, I mean, my risk to reward is way different than yours. So, is Tesla a good entry to the upside now? Oof. Why does it look like, oh my God, yo, it did bounce. Holy shit. That did bounce. So if you are looking for an entry on Tesla, it's going to start step one by recovering the, damn it. Well, I couldn't speak fast enough. I was going to say you could set a stop loss potentially at 411.75 on that close, but confirmation lies in a breakthrough 413.75. At that point, and I do see some potential here, but this bounce does have to accomplish something for Tesla. If you zoom out to the 4-hour here with me, it does, as of right now, potentially give that energy of moving up and out of this box. But however, 415 is going to be priority number one. The opportunities to the upside are limited. One of the things that I've told everybody watching Tesla is those two wicks, which again, there's cost basis again, the 437 mark. You don't get that unless you get this, which yes, if you could break out of this range today over 415, that would be one of the first targets that I see. I don't like this song. These kids are creeping me out right now. I don't like that. Jerry Garcia, do you know that win rates are just mostly marketing tools? Do you know that I know 2 traders personally right now who lost, I think one of them lost 55% of the trades that they took, and they still withdrew I think it was $28,000 out of their trading account? Because if you have a good risk to reward, listen, win rate is marketing. Win rate is marketing. Qs are going over that wick right now. Look for that overhead here at 609.81. Again, this is a 15-minute and I believe a 30-minute box as well. So we do need to see a candle close through that.
IWM did all that and still is in the weekly range.
Ugh, look at that. Yeah, but listen.
So the move is still there.
Oh, the move is still there, my friend. It's still there. But this changes the weekly candle on the Qs a lot. Yeah, Shane, exactly. And the beautiful thing about my system is you do not have to risk a lot of money. You can, and most people, a lot of people come in here and they, they don't, you got to take the time to do that. You got to take the time to map out what your risk to reward or what your risk is, what you want to be, or what you can put into a trade. And that's easily done. I mean, you could literally do that with ChatGPT nowadays. Literally. I mean, and I would trust it, at least with that. Convince me that percentages are a farce. No, if you have a terrible win rating or win rate and you have terrible risk to reward, then yeah, that's but it is mostly and primarily used for marketing. Period. End of story. That you cannot argue with me. It is used as a marketing tool, which is I've never concerned myself. I knew a guy who promoted 90. He said I had a 98% win rate, but his risk reward was trash. And the amount of money that he was pulling out, he was taking like one 1-minute candle and then popping out. The target on IWM is nothing right now. There is no, you rejected the overhead high at 267. So I'm, again, my sentiment is based on how this candle closes. Jerry Garcia, please do, man. And you can DM me any questions inside of the free Discord if you have questions, beyond this one. But, I wouldn't say that I was capable. I mean, you guys, if you've been watching me for any extended amount of time, I'm not going to say that I can do something and then not deliver. That's embarrassing. All right, let's see if we get this break over here over the Qs. Watch the wicks at 609.87 and then that target of 610.50. Oh, dude, no, Jerry, I don't take any offense to that at all. Yeah, none. Microsoft? Yeah, gotcha. Hold on a second. I'm multitasking right now. I'm yapping and trapping, dude. Okay, so Microsoft maybe with that bounce does potentially give. Hold on. God, those contracts, the Q contracts are up fat right now.
Yeah, I had SPY 690s that went for 450%.
Good God, dude. Nobody's screenshotting this shit? God damn. Oh my God. There we go. All right, wick highs. Here we are. Price over this. We get to this. Yeah, this is some fancy ass elevator music, but the Qs are taking the elevator to the upside here. Very good. Touch it. Touch it. Touch it. Or do you need more juice? Think this spikes will be short-lived? It depends on what we reach up to. Because we are very, very, very close to this. This is it, right? This is like the universal line here. That's it. That's six. That's yeah, that's 612. A Falcons fan? Why would you assume that? I don't watch football, but I'm a Saints fan, if anything. I've always liked the Saints ever since Reggie Bush got drafted. I am from Georgia, yeah. I'm not from here. I wasn't born here, but it is where I reside. Come on, stretch your little fingers. Okay, so I did say that 610 was, yeah, but that's such a minor resistance. Damn. No, wow, I'm from Louisiana and I'm a Saints fan. Oh, fuck yeah. All right, this playlist is cooked right now. So was this one. That was a sneeze. That was a full-on yell. I got kicked out of class one time in school because I sneezed super loud. Yo, what the fuck am I watching? Yeah, I'm in Savannah, Georgia. It's struggling with that 610 mark, but naturally. So getting back to Microsoft here, sorry about that. I mean, yes, this is good. Obviously, bounce we have seen in previous days where Microsoft does not continue. So I'd like to see first getting up and over 400. It's still a great setup. Microsoft has a great setup. It just needs to get the fuck out of here. Oh my god. I'll take it with you again, but not yet. I would have liked to already catch that bounce. If I can't catch the bounce, then I'll catch the break. Forest, Gump, Midnight and Garden of Good and Evil, Savannah. Yeah. Yep. Dad's one. Oh my god. What the fuck? What am I watching? What a music video. Damn. All right, Q's trying to force their way out of that 610. You said Meta? Yeah, Microsoft does look really nice. Oh my God, yeah, Meta was fire. Fire. Good job. Good job on that, Neil. 170%. Yeah, again, if you guys have any gains to post, I'd love to see them. I see 670 if you got this floor. Oh, my bad, TikTok. Yeah, Nate, I know. I know. I have to remember that. What's up, Savannah? I grew up there and in Statesboro. Oh shit, okay. Yeah, you're mad local. Yeah, I've been to Statesboro a couple of times. STD country. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's Georgia Southern. He said, "All good, my goy." That's funny. That was hard. So ARM up at cost basis. Let's take a look. So that right there would have that would have to be classified as a range, not a box. However, it is true, yes, that you do need that 131. Yeah, 131, 40. And then I would say right now 130.55 is that breakover. So why is the US stock exchange not dying? Listen, what happens before every good death? A rip. Not 9 times out of 10 before you get your biggest dump. Don't believe me? I'll show you. Now, again, I don't know if we're dumping or not, but I do know that there's a massive box that has kept price from exploding up to the 630s. So I would be a fool to not consider that as a potential option here. There's the cues, and there's your punchback. A little pause there at the top, but punchback has been successful. The 610 area is muy importante.
We're taking Potter Box the long way.
The long way.
Dude, I love that yesterday. When I heard that, I love that.
That was good timing. Yeah, somebody asked me if I put boxes not horizontally. I was like, I do have some cues, John, but I'm pretty low risk in this right now. I put about $800 into it, and I've already trimmed twice, so not my usual. Empty space, row your boat. Huh. Sorry, I'm managing my own positions right now, guys.
Don't forget your father-in-law.
Oh yeah, I've been trying to include him.
Today was the day to get
What's
it
that?
for him.
What was that, Potter? Oh yeah.
He's gonna.
That means he forgot.
He's probably in here right now. Where's he at? Let me see. I gotta make him a video. Oh my god, I can't. I went out there a couple weeks ago. It was probably 2 weeks after we talked about me, potentially managing or just teaching him this. And then, like, it was probably a week or two went by, and we went out there and had some drinks with him, some peanut butter and jelly tequila shots, which wasn't my go-to, but we were pretty lit. He goes, "Man, why do you hate me?" And I was like, "What?" He was like, "Why don't you want to help me?" And I was like, "Oh my god, Dave, we're not doing this right now. Don't you start with me."
Well, obviously he was mad. He gave you peanut butter and jelly tequila.
I know, right? Yeah, he's like, "You're gonna love this."
That should have been the hit.
That is insane, actually. Why do you want that shirt? Potter last week killed it on my birthday week, and today 1600 plus. Thank you. Hell yeah, Kenneth. What do you look at on the charts to determine when to lock in profits? Core went way up to close or not? So that's a simple question. I typically am looking to TP at the end of structure, right? For something like Coherent, which I believe doesn't have anything, I don't have a system for that. I'm being honest with you. I do not have a system for that other than Fibonacci extensions. Most of my trades are not taking going into all-time highs typically, unless TTI likes it, then I might. But with that being said, the only thing that I typically am able to do in these scenarios, my friend, is channel work, right? And that typically coinciding with a psychological number will give me a target. But it is not as surefire as trading from box to box, right? So like on Lulu, right, the first price target or where to lock in some profits would be the obvious 187 mark. And that is where the first green candle to your left, right? And I don't know why my box is so damn big, but then you would be looking for the first floor, right? There's sometimes you'll have like a single green candle or a small tiny range, but that's typically when I'm looking to take profit. I'm filling up empty space and taking profit as it runs into the structure or at the structure. So if it goes above the channel, you sell. Yeah, I mean, again, I wish TTI was here because he would, he would probably be a lot more efficient in telling you how to deal with something at all-time highs. That's the trading initiative. But yeah, I personally, again, Fibonacci retracements or those channels. And yes, when it hits that channel top, that's where I would reduce my risk, and I've learned from him that when you're at all-time highs and your target or a target is getting hit, you reduce your risk, take the original investment off, and then at that point, because there is nothing in front of you, if momentum is still in your favor, then there you go. I know, Lizard. I listen. I wish I could help you and at all-time highs, but it's just my strategy just doesn't. And every strategy is going to have my strategy or any strategy is trying to encompass or encapsulate a or an anomaly, right? Something that happens on a regular basis over and over again. And that's what I have, but unfortunately the part of all-time highs. Now all-time highs with good momentum, it is empty space, but at that point it's just psychological targets. Yeah, Lizard, no problem. There's a lot of people asked me about Coherent this morning. So, by the way, if you are on TikTok and you are not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please go do that. Potter Sucks Trading. I'm probably going to get banned for saying that, so Pretty please. If you say that, they'll usually give you a warning about trying to lead people to other websites. It's fucking ridiculous. I can do both, you know. God dog. And it said this morning that I have more hours on live than 92% of creators, which I don't know what that means, but Neil, nice job, dude. Man, 247% on those 667 calls to the upside. You say love the TikTok shop? I actually do like the TikTok shop a little too much. I had to ban myself from shopping on there. And I also like tell myself like it's just Temu. Calm down.
It's a trap, dude. I got sucked into.
I cannot believe that Alex Trades Options has the balls to call out other traders. Like, I'll give him that. He does have balls. That's scammer on scammer crime.
Looks like the Qs need some more helpers. They're going to come back and get those.
Do I think on the Qs? I suspect this journey is going to be relatively difficult. You have a target and floor basically at 610.65 and the most yes. So I mean that's as much as I can really promise. Now on a higher time frame close with that floor secured, yes. I mean this would be great. All right, TikTok. That Jay Diamond guy doesn't say nice things either. Yeah. Nothing happened, but you say YouTube usually works to not get banned. YT? Yeah, I just said it again with me. All right. So if you're on TikTok or YouTube, I hope you enjoyed the show, but also learned a thing or two. Again, if you'd like to join the workshop, that is on my website. It is the most important and valuable thing that I have to offer. But other than that, I will see you guys at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. Yearly, which does include the workshop. I forgot to mention this is discounted 25%. We did that because of the bags that we made this week. So, but other than that, guys, YouTube channel is completely free for you, those of you who don't want to spend money. And I'll see you guys at 2:30. Peace.